Most business leaders use AI chatbots every day now. You ask a question, and a few seconds later, the chatbot gives you an answer. It can summarize a document, draft an email, explain a policy, compare vendors, help with customer support, or turn rough ideas into a polished message. But what is actually happening behind the scenes? How does an AI chatbot work? Let's break it down in plain business terms. At the simplest level, an AI chatbot is a prediction system. When you type a question, the chatbot does not think the way a person thinks. It does not search its memory like a human employee, and it does not automatically know whether something is true. Instead, it predicts the most useful next words based on patterns it learned from massive amounts of text. That text may include books, websites, articles, technical documentation, examples of conversations, and other written material. During training, the AI learns relationships between words, ideas, formats, and concepts. For example, it learns that a question about revenue growth is often connected to sales, customers, pricing, market expansion, and financial performance. It learns that a legal contract has a different structure from a marketing email. It learns that an executive summary should sound different from a technical troubleshooting guide. So, when you ask a question, the chatbot converts your words into a mathematical representation. You do not need to remember the technical terms. The important idea is this: the chatbot turns language into patterns that a machine can process. Then, the AI model looks at your prompt and predicts a response, one piece at a time. It asks, in effect, given this question, this context, and everything I learned during training, what is the most likely useful answer? That is why prompts matter. A vague prompt usually gives a vague answer. A specific prompt gives the model better direction. For example, if you ask, write a strategy, the answer may be generic. But if you ask, write a one-page cloud migration strategy for a regional bank that wants to reduce cost, improve resilience, and meet regulatory requirements, the chatbot has much more context to work with. The chatbot is not just responding to words, it is responding to instructions, goals, constraints, tone, and context. This is why AI chatbots are powerful business tools. They can adapt to many roles. They can act like a writing assistant, analyst, researcher, tutor, brainstorming partner, or customer support helper. But there is an important limitation. A chatbot's base model only knows what it learned during training. It may not know your company's latest pricing, policies, customer contracts, product roadmap, compliance rules, or internal procedures. That creates a business risk. The chatbot may produce an answer that sounds confident, but is not grounded in your company's actual information. For example, an employee might ask, "How many vacation days do I get?" The chatbot might confidently answer, 20 days per year. But where did that answer come from? Was it based on the actual HR policy? Was it based on an old document? Was it a general guess? Or was it simply a likely sounding answer? That is the key issue for business leaders. AI chatbots can sound authoritative even when they are missing the right source of truth. This is sometimes called a hallucination. A hallucination happens when the model generates an answer that sounds plausible but is inaccurate, incomplete, outdated, or unsupported. In a casual setting, that may be annoying. In a business setting, it can create real risk. An incorrect policy answer can confuse employees. An inaccurate product answer can mislead customers. A weak contract summary can miss important obligations. A flawed financial explanation can lead to bad decisions. So, business leaders should not ask only, "Can this chatbot answer questions?" They should ask, "What information is it using? Can we verify the answer? Does it know when it does not know? And should a human review this before anyone acts on it?" This is why governance matters. A business chatbot needs clear boundaries. It needs to know what data it can access. It needs permission controls so employees only see information they are allowed to see. It needs traceability, so important answers can be linked back to reliable sources. And it needs human oversight for high-impact decisions. The best way to think about an AI chatbot is this. It is a new interface to knowledge. In the past, employees had to search through folders, dashboards, emails, documents, and systems. Now, they can ask questions in natural language. Instead of clicking through 10 screens, they can ask, "What changed with this account? Summarize the risks in this contract. Draft a response to this customer using our refund policy." Or, "What does our onboarding checklist say about new hire equipment?" That is the real shift. AI chatbots reduce friction between people and information. They make knowledge easier to access. They help employees move faster. They can improve communication, summarization, research, analysis, and decision support. But they must be designed carefully. A strong enterprise chatbot usually needs 5 things. First, a high-quality AI model. Second, clear instructions and well-designed prompts. Third, access to the right business context. Fourth, security and permission controls. And fifth, human review for important decisions. Without those, the chatbot may be impressive, but not reliable enough for serious business use. So, how does a chatbot actually work? It does not search its memory for a stored answer in the way a person might recall a fact. It processes your words as tokens, converts those tokens into numerical representations, examines the patterns it learned during training, and predicts what should come next, one token at a time. That simple mechanism, repeated at enormous scale, allows a chatbot to explain concepts, summarize documents, write software, answer questions, and carry on remarkably natural conversations. But there is an important limitation hidden inside that process. A chatbot is designed to produce a plausible response. It is not automatically designed to verify that every statement is true. Most of the time, the patterns it learned lead it toward a useful and accurate answer. But sometimes, the model encounters missing information, conflicting patterns, an ambiguous question, or a topic it does not understand well. And instead of stopping and saying, "I don't know," it may continue predicting words that sound convincing. The grammar may be perfect, the explanation may appear logical, the confidence may sound absolute, and the answer may still be completely wrong. This behavior is known as an AI hallucination. Why would a system trained on enormous amounts of information invent facts, sources, policies, product features, court cases, or even entire events? And why can a chatbot sound most confident precisely when it has the least reliable information? That is what we will explore in the next video. AI hallucinations. We will look inside the prediction process, examine the conditions that cause hallucinations, and explain why fluent language should never automatically be mistaken for factual understanding. Because once you understand how chatbots generate answers, the next question becomes unavoidable. What happens when the most probable answer is not the correct one,